Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Membership Vice President webinar. Before we get started, there are a couple of webinar procedures for us to go through. First, there are two ways to listen to this webinar. You can either use the telephone, you can dial the number listed on the screen, and then follow the prompts to answer the access code and then the audio pin. Or you can use your microphone and speakers on your computer. We do have you all muted right now, but as you follow along with the presentation, feel free to type your questions into the question box. We will have a time at the end of the webinar to do a little Q&A, so we can answer those questions at the end. You can also use the raise hand icon to raise your hand, and we can unmute you and you can ask your question to the entire group. Now, on to the fun stuff. I'm Lucy West. I'm your APhA-ASP National President, and I'm joined tonight by LaToya Wilson, the Manager of Membership and Chapter Services at APhA. This year, my presidential theme is Live Your Why. So maybe your why, like mine actually, is to give people something to believe in, helping other people see the opportunities to help inspire them and make them passionate. And if that is your why, you will be able to live your why this year as the Membership Vice President, as your chapter's MVP. So our mission for the APhA Academy of Student Pharmacists is to be the collective voice of all student pharmacists. So you're our leaders on the ground in the chapters that can get these students to become part of our team. And in order for us to improve patient care, provide opportunities for professional growth, and to advance the future of our profession, we need members to do that on the chapter level. So some of your roles and responsibilities include management of membership committees, setting membership goals and objectives, keeping chapter executive committees updated with activities, managing the membership sign-up process not only during this crucial fall time period, but also in the spring during the spring drive and dual year membership sign-ups, and evaluating and enhancing opportunities for member engagement. So not only are you responsible for helping with that recruitment of the members, but also keeping the members engaged throughout the entire year. More of the roles and responsibilities of the MVP will be listed in depth in the new Leadership and Operations Manual that will be available in the next few weeks. Now, to discuss running your fall membership drive and some of your resources as well as how to manage your membership, I'm going to turn it over to LaToya to give you some information for your year.
Hello, as Lucy said, my name is LaToya Wilson, and I'm the Manager of Membership and Chapter Services. And my role is to assist you throughout your drives and give you the information that you need to help to make your student drive successful. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so first I want to start by discussing what you have access to on the pharmacist.com website. So I'm not sure whether your chapter advisors have discussed this with you, but you now have access to membership rosters and reports, as well as other important information on your chapter profile. These profiles have been set up by APhA to make it more accessible for you during your drives. If you need to access or update membership committee members, you can get your login information from your chapter advisor. And if your chapter advisor has not discussed this with you, feel free to send me an email once the presentation is over, and I'll give you a little bit more information on how to access the account and your login information. Next, I'll just be giving you a glimpse of what it looks like to log into this profile. So if you've ever logged into your pharmacist.com account, you'll see that this screen looks a little familiar. So you would click the login and register option. You'll be redirected to the page where you'll enter your chapter login information, and this is the information that has been sent to your chapter advisors. You have a username for your school and a password that has been designated for your school. Once you're logged in, you'll know that you've logged in correctly because it'll say welcome back, and then it'll have your school name and admin after it. So you would just select my account to go deeper and get some more detailed information. You'll see your school's information here. So you would click on My Groups, and you'll be redirected to the page where you'll be able to select the option to view your reports or add committee members. So on this page, you'll see the option to view reports has been selected. You see the school name is in the select group option, and it's a report key at the bottom of this page. The report key shows you all the reports that are available to you throughout the drives. You have your chapter roster that's available. Your chapter reimbursement reports has been separated by month on the bottom. You have a report that will show all the new members that have joined during your drive, and you also have a report that shows your non-renewed and expired members. This is a really important report to keep track of during your drive because you'll be able to get in touch with the members who have not renewed and reach out to them to encourage them to renew their membership. You have a report that also shows your monthly transaction totals, your monthly dues revenue, and your annual dues revenue totals. Here's an example of what a chapter roster looks like. It has every student's information that is in your chapter on these reports. You have your member IDs, the first and last names, you have addresses, email addresses, graduation years, and expiration dates. Here's an example of a reimbursement report. So it shows every student who has signed up for your chapter. It shows your chapter dues and then the total that your reimbursement payment should be at the end of the drive. So what will happen is that every month during the drive, your chapter advisor will receive a check or electronic transfer, and this will be all of the dues that we collected for your chapter during the drives. Here are some examples of the revenue reports. So you see that they have the transaction totals of how many students have signed up for the chapters each month. It also shows the total amount of money collected for these chapters. So this is a report, of course, from 2014, but the reports are updated, so when you run it, it'll show all of the totals that your chapter has currently collected. So now I'd like to go over chapter goals. I wanted to talk about the chapter administrator access first because before Student Leadership Institute, you had some trend sheets and goal setting forms that were uploaded to your chapter administrator account. And what the trend sheet showed was the enrollment figures for your school over the last couple of years. And this was something that was really helpful in the past years to membership vice presidents and chapter leaders because it gave them a realistic overview of the goals to set during the fall drive. You really want to take a look at this form if you haven't had an opportunity to see it. And if you're not sure whether your chapter has set goals, please contact me. I'll be able to give you some more information on that as well. And I'll be able to walk you through the process on how to set your goals. You want to aim to enroll at least 65% of the students from your school's pharmacy program. You want all of your students to be aware of the benefits that APhA-ASP can offer them, and we'll also be sending out some status reports letting you know how well your chapter is doing is doing during the drives. So we had the chapters give us a number, and we'll be able to send you percentages on how close you are to your goal. Fall drive boxes have already been sent out to chapters. These boxes were mailed out to the chapters on August the 4th. Your chapter probably has already received it. This has been sent to your chapter advisor, so if you have not received your box, please contact your chapter advisor to see if they've gotten it. If they have not received the box, have them contact me immediately so that I can do a little bit of troubleshooting and tracking to make sure that everything went well with the shipping. In your fall box, you have everything you need to make your drive successful. In this box, we have posters for recruitment. We included brochures for membership. There are flyers on dual membership. There's also some information about the National Patient Counseling Competition, as well as information on the Pharmacist Provide Care Initiative. So you want to start your membership drive. You can start it whenever you want, but the membership drive officially starts on September the 1st. We really want to encourage students to enroll online. There are paper forms in the boxes sent as backup just in case you run into any problems with online enrollment during the drive. And we really want you to utilize all of the avenues that we have given you to enroll your students, but online is what we're really pushing because students have immediate access to the benefits and their memberships are active immediately. It takes a little more time with the paper forms because they have to be sent and processed, so we really want to steer away from those. And you also want to make the drive fun. You have welcoming socials, and there are also new student orientation events, ice cream socials. There are so many great things that you can do to kind of make your drives fun and make the students interested in coming out to your chapter. There are some who do cookout. There are some chapters who do cookouts. And there are also promotional videos that you can show your students that highlight what your chapter has to offer. So we really want to get the students excited about being a part of APhA-ASP, just as excited as you were when you decided to join APhA-ASP as well. The NAPLEX benefits for 2016 grads is a really big benefit for APhA-ASP. The final year students need to join or renew their membership by October 31st, 2015 in order to be eligible for these benefits. The benefits include the NAPLEX review book, which will be available in the fall. They'll be able to order their books in November and they'll be shipped out immediately. Also, students get access to additional study questions on the pharmacy library portion of the website. Dual members get 200 additional questions, and regular final year student members get access to 100 additional questions. And you also want to encourage students to update their shipping address on their profile because I know that a lot of students graduate or they go home for the holidays around that time, and so they want to have updated addresses so the books won't get lost in shipping, and they want to receive their books as soon as possible. And you also want to let students know that they'll receive their codes and their coupon codes to order their book to get it complimentary by email, and they will also receive their pharmacy library bonus question codes by email as well. So you want to have them be looking out for that sometime in the fall, as I said, around mid-November. Some important deadlines to remember are October 15th, which is, I'm sorry, I need to click back a little bit. Which is October 15th, which is the deadline to receive a $3 rebate. And what the rebate is that each student that your chapter enrolls by October 15th, your chapter will receive a $3 rebate on each student. So it's like we're giving you money to enroll your students, and you can do anything that you want with this money. This money will be sent to your chapter advisor. You can use it to fund programs. You can also use it to fund any outings or socials that you have. So you really want to strive to get as many students enrolled by this deadline, because you'll receive the most money by that. Also, October 31st, as I said in the previous slide, is the last day to have the 2016 grads to enroll to receive the NAPLAX benefits. And then November 8th, you still have time to collect a rebate for your chapter. So after October 15th, each member that you enroll for your chapter, you'll receive a $1 rebate back for those members. And also, these checks will be sent to your chapter advisor, or you'll receive your electronic transfer by the end of February.
Thank you, Latoya.
Okay. So I'm going to turn it back over to Lucy to give you some more great information.
Thanks, Latoya. Definitely make sure you've got those dates marked on your calendar. You'll definitely want to get those rebates. Want to make sure that your goals are on track with those dates as well. So now that you've had some ideas on how to be successful with your fall drive and manage your membership, I'm going to discuss some ways to keep your members engaged and really happy throughout the year. First off, chapter meetings. That face-to-face interaction is so important. Definitely keep those meetings short, between 45 and 50 minutes, and definitely keep them fun. Food is a great way to keep members coming to the meetings. Have it free or very inexpensive for them. Maybe you get food donated to your chapter, or perhaps your executive committee volunteers to cook for the chapter. And definitely keep your programs varied. So different speakers, having training sessions while you're at your meetings, have games, play slideshows, photo slideshows, play music. Definitely keeping it fun and having it so that they're meetings that your members want to go to, a time to take a break from studying and actually have some fun with their friends. Other ways to keep your members engaged include point systems. So for different events that the members attend, they can receive a certain amount of points. Those points that they accrue throughout the year can be used to determine member recognition or rewards. Maybe it's used to determine reimbursement for regional or national meetings. Also encourage members to get involved with the various service and patient care projects at your chapter. When they're going to these events, they can not only have the amazing hands-on experience of their education, but also meeting new student pharmacists and having a really fantastic experience that will make them want to come back for more. Or maybe you can have your executive committee or third and fourth year student pharmacists mentor some of your first and second year student pharmacists. This is a great way to inspire students as well as find your successors and the next leaders of your chapters. You can also encourage students to attend MRM and the APhA annual meeting and exposition this year. Work with your finance vice president to use fundraising efforts and chapter funds to get students to these meetings. These meetings really are life-changing. Attending MRM is what has truly set me on this incredible journey, and you could make that difference in one of your members' lives if you encourage them to go to these meetings and experience that. Also, social events and celebrations are a great way to keep members engaged and excited throughout the year. Cookouts, trivia nights, dinners, end-of-year banquets and celebrations. When students are celebrating together and getting to know each other, those moments are what makes them want to stay as members and come back and continue to stay involved. Now, I know we've given you a bit of information tonight, but you're not in this alone throughout the year. There are a lot of great resources for you. So first, the Membership Vice President Toolkit. You can access this by going to pharmacist.com/APhA-ASP and under the membership resources. So this has all of the information that you need, from accessing those reports that LaToya was talking about to going to find information on recruitment of members and engagement of members. You can see what other chapters have done that have been really successful. This toolkit is going to be your go-to throughout the entire year. It's going to be a great resource. I not only encourage the membership vice presidents to become familiar with this, but also all the other chapter leaders, because membership is not just the job of the membership vice president, it really is everyone's job. Webinars are another great resource. This webinar is being recorded, so you'll be able to access it on YouTube after we post them all. So you can go back if you weren't sure how to access that report that LaToya was describing before. You can go back and watch that section to remember how to access it. New this year, we'll also be providing a webinar in the spring to help you prepare and go through the spring membership drive, specifically the dual year membership drive. Your chapter advisors and new practitioner mentors are great resources for you. They have that history. They know what's worked for the chapter and maybe what hasn't worked for the chapter. Definitely go to them. They may also know what's worked at different chapters. So I would definitely encourage you to talk to your chapter advisors and new practitioner mentors as you prepare for the membership drives, as well as if you come across any problems as you go through the drives. Your CHAMP teams are also a great resource. So CHAMP is Chapters Achieving More Through Partnerships. This year at SLI, we reintroduced your chapter leaders to their CHAMP teams. Every chapter is in a team with 5 or 6 other chapters. So these are a great resource, especially for the membership vice presidents if you're having a hard time with recruitment, or if you're not sure what to do with your members, or it's mid-October and people are just not as engaged as they were before. Definitely reach out to your CHAMP team members and ask them what they do at their chapter, and they can probably give you some great ideas. Chapters have amazing successes, but they also have a lot of the same struggles. So you can definitely work with your CHAMP teams to work together throughout the year to get through those situations and help everyone improve. Your regional members at large, your National Executive Committee, and APHA staff are all here for you. Like I said, you're not going through it alone. If you ever have any questions, if one of your members is having trouble signing up for membership, or if your chapter is having trouble, we are here for you. There are certain people that you'll want to contact based on the situation that you're having. So if it's an individual at your chapter who's having trouble, an individual membership question, that can go to the APHA membership services. That's the phone number there. I know last year was the first year that a lot of chapters switched over to the electronic sign-ups rather than the paper forms, so you might already be familiar with where to go with your questions, but as a reminder, individual membership questions go to the APHA membership services. Chapter membership questions can go to LaToya, who you heard from tonight, and chapter advisor questions, if your advisor has any questions or having any issues, those can go to Lynette Plowden, and her email and phone number are there. So now I think we probably have a few questions. We're going to open it up for some Q&A for a little bit. So if you have questions, please feel free to type it into the question box, or you can raise your hand and we can unmute you and you can ask the question to the entire group. I'm going to turn it over to Crystal Atwell, who's behind the scenes taking your questions, and we'll get those answered for you.
All right, thank you, Lucy and LaToya. So we have quite a few questions coming in, and if you think of them, please go ahead and type them in. As a reminder, Lucy mentioned that we are recording tonight's presentation, and you'll be able to access that via our YouTube channel, the APhA-ASP YouTube channel. The recording will be posted sometime tomorrow for you. We will also be posting the link to it on pharmacist.com, not only for this webinar, but for all of the webinars from Webinar Week. So our first question, LaToya, I think this one's probably best for you. A student writes in and says that they noticed after getting into their school account that they do not have the option to run reports. So when would this option become available for them?
So all of the chapter accounts should show the option to run the reports and set up committees. And so if you're not seeing that option on your account, please contact me by email and I can help you troubleshoot or run through the process with you, because that option should be available to you now.
All right, thank you, LaToya. So, Lucy, could you maybe describe a little bit about some of the differences between the regular membership that students will be signing up for in the fall campaign and the dual year membership and some of the benefits that go along with that dual year membership?
Sure. So in the fall, that's going to be your push for all members. So those incoming student pharmacists, that's when you can reach them. Welcoming socials, having ice cream socials, maybe you go to the new student orientation, but getting those new students and continuing to have involved your second and third year students during that fall membership drive. The dual year membership drive is for final year students. So you'll do that drive in the spring. We do have a presentation that your new practitioner mentor can give. So during the spring, they can give that presentation to the students who are about to go out on their rotations. Those students who are finishing up their third year of pharmacy school and going into their final year. That dual year membership gives them membership for their final year of pharmacy school as well as their first year as a new practitioner. So it's a huge decrease in membership costs for the student. The benefit is fantastic. They can get the NAPLEX book, the APhA Complete Review Guide, as well as practice NAPLEX questions. They can also get insurance, their first year of practitioner insurance. So there's a lot of great benefits for those final year students and first year new practitioners if they sign up in the spring for their dual year, during the dual year membership drive. As LaToya mentioned, for the 2016 grads, they can still sign up, but there are less benefits now. They don't get as many questions. And so it's better for them to sign up in the spring, but we'll definitely have a webinar for you this spring to go into more details on running that spring membership drive.
All right, thank you, Lucy. So this is a common question that is related to kind of the recruitment for your upper year classmen. So this individual writes, I'm trying to get more membership signups from our upperclassmen, in particular the students who are in their third and final year. However, I feel like a lot of our activities are geared towards first-year students. What would you suggest to increase overall membership and participation by those older students?
So there are definitely events that you can run that are geared more towards those third and final year student pharmacists. A lot of them might be going on to postgraduate trainings or might be getting ready to apply for their dream job. So you could hold events, the professional development events, the opportunities for those are extensive. You could do letter of intent writing events, CV workshops, interview skills. You could have your new practitioner mentor do a lot of these events to help them get ready for applying for those next steps. Something that you could do with them that involves the Live Your Why theme is having them determine their why and then use that to sort of filter what is the next best steps for them. So your why is really what you believe in and what keeps you passionate and excited about your life. It's what gets you up in the morning and makes you feel fulfilled at the end of the day. So if they can narrow that down and figure out what's truly best for them, that might also help them if they're not really sure what they want to do after graduation. So there are definitely events that you can have specific for those upper class students, but definitely getting your new practitioner mentor involved, your chapter advisor. Maybe they can talk about our other two academies, the Academy of Pharmacy Practice and Management and the Academy of Pharmaceutical Research and Science, to show these students, you know, what's next beyond pharmacy school.
Those are some great tips, Lucy. I would also encourage you to promote students accessing our special interest groups, or SIGs. We have a number of those available based on different practice settings as well as different needs and specialties. So you're more than welcome to check those out. They're not just for practitioners. Students are also welcome to join and participate in all of those. So this next question is probably one that a number of our membership vice presidents have experienced. So Lucy, when a member tells you that they don't want to sign up because the membership fees are expensive, how can you respond?
This is a common question, one that we definitely hear a lot, but you are a member of APHA, so you have seen the amazing benefits that there are of being a member of APHA. So share with them some of your stories. Share with them about how through our patient care projects, which are huge, we can have our experience hands-on. And that's something that you can only get through our membership in APhA-ASP. So going out into the community, using what you've learned in the classroom to apply it to real patients. There's also amazing leadership opportunities. So not only on the chapter level, but also regional and national level experiences that they can have. Attending our meetings. If you're members, you do get a discount, which is great. So going to those meetings and experiencing the networking and the leadership development that we have. Your stories are what can truly convince them. So share with them why you joined APhA-ASP, because when you joined, there was that membership fee as well, but it didn't matter because the benefits of being a member of APhA-ASP far outweigh any cost that you have. Also, having them join in the fall, maybe after they've gotten after they've had a summer job, or if they have loan money, whatever it is, that's probably the best time to recruit, when they've got a little extra change in their pocket. But definitely sharing your stories, and the amount of benefit from being a member of APhA-ASP definitely outweighs the cost.
Right. And I'll add on there, as membership vice president, you want to remind people that to participate in all of the great events that your chapter is planning, to get that experience that's going to set you apart later on when it comes to recruiting, to interviewing, even just developing your networking, organizations provide you with that opportunity. So if you can learn a little bit about that individual, what they're looking to do beyond pharmacy school, or what kind of resources that they're looking for to support them while they're in school, that's going to help you then point them in the right direction for one of the many great resources that we have available. So LaToya, this question might be more for you. Since dual membership drive is done in the spring, do we encourage students that are in their third year, so just going into their third year this fall, to wait until the spring to apply for dual membership, or should they sign up during this fall time period?
Well, I would recommend that you have your students sign up during the fall period. Although the dual membership drive for the spring is over, the dual membership benefits do continue through the fall drive. The only difference is that the students who join during the spring, they get complimentary liability insurance, and the students who join in the fall do not. But all of the other final year benefits still apply for those dual year members who sign up during the fall. So you can still encourage them because they will still be able to get the complete review for pharmacy. They'll still get access to those additional study questions on pharmacy library, and they still get the discount on the dual membership. So you can still encourage them because the benefits do apply. And also in your fall drive box, we included some dual membership flyers, and these flyers do outline all of the benefits that the final year students will receive if they decide to join during the fall drive.
So just to kind of summarize, if you have students that are in their final year this fall, they can sign up for the dual year membership. Your students who are coming back to campus who are just starting their third year this fall, those guys are going to wait until the spring, and that's when they would then sign up for their dual year benefits and would get the full package of options. So if students are in their final year right now, they still have time to sign up for that dual opportunity. And then in the spring, we'll hit the students who are finishing up their third year and about to go out into their final year. So Lucy and Latoya, I'll let you both weigh in on this one. What are some of the unique benefits that members get just by signing up for membership? One of the things that the student highlighted that they know is GEICO insurance, but are there any other specific kind of things that MVPs can draw attention to?
Well, I could just chime in and say that some benefits for students, you have leadership opportunities. We have a student pharmacist magazine that is available in print and also in e-reader. We have our student pharmacist connection. We also have a way for students to connect at the mid-year regional meetings and also the annual meeting. We have patient care projects. And we also have a great way to connect them with career opportunities. So those are some of the benefits that we try to encourage students to join because of a lot of the benefits that I just named, but I'm not sure if Lucy has anything she wanted to add to that.
Yeah, so there are a lot of unique benefits, and I think that you can make it very specific to whoever you're speaking to. So if this person's really intrigued by the patient care projects, you can describe to them the patient care projects that we have: Operation Heart, Operation Diabetes, Immunization, Generation RX, and new this year, OTC literacy. So maybe they want to be a part of a group that's starting this new community outreach program on the chapter level. If this person's more interested in policy and advocacy, you can definitely show them what we can do within APHA and how our voices as student pharmacists truly can be heard. All of the publications like Latoya mentioned, Student Pharmacist Connection, Student Pharmacist Magazine, not only are these great resources for the students, but there's also opportunities for them to be published in these publications. So showing them those benefits. The meetings are a huge benefit. Mid-year regional meeting, the APHA annual meeting and exposition, also the APHA Institute on Alcoholism and Drug Dependencies. That is an incredible meeting, one of the greatest experiences of my life. So if you've attended that, showing them the benefit that they have by attending all of these different meetings. There are definitely a lot of unique benefits for students, and you can definitely make it specific to whatever student you're talking to help reach them by sharing your stories and sharing the stories of your other members.
So one of the opportunities that APHA provides automatically, you kind of get a 2-for-1 membership. So every student who signs up for their APHA membership automatically becomes a member of the International Pharmaceutical Student Federation. because the APhA has the largest representation of student pharmacists in the U.S. That's another benefit that you can share with your members. But we will be posting for you on the membership resources section of our APhA-ASP portion of the website. At Summer Leadership Institute, we had a couple of pages where we broke down into different categories all of the membership benefits that are available, and I think it might help you kind of formulate and become familiar with all of those different opportunities that are out there. So we're going to post that on the website, and you're definitely going to want to make sure that the members of your chapter's executive committee also familiarize themselves with those, because as Lucy said, membership really is everybody's job. So our next question, we still have some chapters out there that are utilizing the paper forms, and they're struggling to convert over to the electronic sign-up and kind of capturing the same kind of energy that they've had with their membership drives using the paper forms. So Lucy, any ideas for overcoming the transition from paper to electronic membership sign-up?
One thing that I know, the University of Maryland does this. They have their membership vice president sit in the lobby of their School of Pharmacy building with their computer and have students come to them to help them go through the electronic process. And especially for schools who are just converting over to the electronic process and it might be difficult, students might not know what to really do, that is a great way for you to help them throughout the entire process. They promoted the times that they would be available there, so students can go through the process and be there with someone who can help them. Latoya, I'm not sure if you've heard of any way that they can go through that process or help them convert from the paper form to the electronic form.
Well, we also do have another option for enrolling students, the file upload option. And with this option, what happens is that we upload a form to your chapter administrator account. And with this form, you'll be able to still enroll your students. It'll seem like it's online because you're filling out a form, basically checking off each student who would like to renew and then uploading it back to your chapter administrator account, and we process those payments. So it might be easier to do it that way because all of your students can be enrolled in at once still, and it'll be a quicker process than going through the paper process if you can't do it online. But that would probably be the only other option that I could give you that would be beneficial to your chapter. So if you are interested in finding out more information about that, I can send you some information on that, but your chapter advisor would have to request that process, and we can go ahead and get that information on your chapter administrator account.
All right, thank you. So Latoya, this next question is going to be for you. Would you mind just reviewing again the deadlines for the $3 and the $1 rebate? And is there a difference if you're signing up on the paper form versus people signing up electronically in terms of those deadlines?
Well, the first deadline is October 15th, and on October 15th, you get the $3 rebate, and on November 1st, you get the $1 rebate. And the difference between the paper forms and the online forms is that, and the online enrollment is immediate, so we already have that information there to process. We'll know exactly how much money to send to your chapter, but when you do the paper forms, it's kind of a delayed process because we have to process all of your memberships. And if your paper forms aren't postmarked by those deadlines, you can miss it. So if you send out your information on October 15th and it's postmarked, you can still get that $3 rebate. And if you send out your forms on November 8th and it's postmarked, you can still get the $1 rebate. But online, it's just a faster and more cleaner process, and it's more immediate. So we'll quickly have your information, and we'll be able to quickly go through the process and get you your rebate as quickly as possible.
All right, so Latoya, we've got another question about logging in and seeing your leader information. So is the student leader login information separate from the login that the advisor has? And if so, when will MVPs get access? So can you maybe just kind of explain how the process of signing in and what you're seeing works?
Okay, so the student leader login is a different login from your chapter advisor login. So your chapter advisor does have a profile on pharmacist.com, but we also have a chapter profile that we set up that has a different login. So in order for you to get this login information, we sent out the password and username information to your chapters in the spring. And when we send out this information, we kind of walked your chapter advisors through the process on how to log in, and we also asked them to designate a chapter leader to be able to access this profile. So you want to ask your chapter advisors for this information because they would have to designate you as that leader, because there is a lot of personal information on this account because you have all of the students' information there. So you want to talk with them and have them designate you as that leader and give you the login. Once you're logged into this profile, you will have continued access to it, and you'll have access to the reports, and you can update your committee members. And I just wanted to say that if you are a membership vice president and you have not been receiving any communications from me, any emails from me, please ask your chapter advisor to go in to update your committee members, because you don't want to miss out on any important information. And you also want to be able to quickly be able you also want to quickly be able to receive any information that I send out, and you don't want to miss out on anything important. So again, contact your chapter advisors if you haven't been receiving anything from me, because you want to make sure that your executive committee members are updated. And you'll also have the permissions to do it yourself if they designate you as the chapter administrator, so you won't have to wait for them to go through the process.
All right, thank you, LaToya and Lucy. So I'm just going to clarify, again, kind of about the fall and spring membership drive. Got a little bit of confusion, and then I'm going to turn it over to Lucy for some updates that we want to make sure all of our leaders are aware of before you head back to campus. So if you've got any other questions coming in, just make sure that you get those typed in while Lucy's going over the announcements. So this fall, for all those students who are coming back to campus and they're starting their third year, you do want to have them sign up as part of the fall membership campaign, because that's going to then cover their membership through their third year. In the spring, those same third year students are going to have the opportunity to sign up early for their final year and first year as a practitioner in our new practitioner category. Now, the reason that we do the spring membership drive is because once you guys are off campus, you know how hard it is to get everybody back and organized together. So the spring membership drive gives you as an MVP a real opportunity to capture those guys before they head off of campus and are out on rotations and spread off potentially all across your state, country, and even the world for those students that do international rotation. So you want to use that to your benefit, that spring membership drive, and we're going to have a whole webinar just on spring membership drive in early 2016 where we'll walk you through that process. But again, for those third year students who are coming back to campus, starting their third year in the fall, you want to make sure that you get them signed up as part of the normal fall membership campaign. All right, so Lucy, why don't you go ahead and go through some of the announcements that we have.
All right. As Crystal mentioned, if you do have any final questions, please type them in and we will be sure to get to them after these announcements. So first, stay connected with us. Follow us on Twitter, watch us on YouTube, that's where these webinars will be. Like us on Facebook, and follow us on Instagram. Not only you, but also your members. Encourage your members to connect with us as well. It's a way for everyone to stay connected, all of our national teammates, throughout the entire year. Next, if your chapter hasn't already done so, I definitely encourage you to sign up for a student outreach visit for this fall. You can do so by contacting Candace at caller@aphanet.org. This is a great way to get feedback on your programs and insights to APhA and APhA-ASP initiatives. You can have a National Executive Committee or APhA staff member come to visit your campus. We do provide a membership presentation to share with your members or potential members the great opportunities within APhA. So all of the opportunities from patient care projects to leadership development to networking opportunities at the annual meeting, as well as the mid-year regional meetings. So register for MRM. The spots are starting to fill up pretty quick. Registration just opened a couple of weeks ago. So there's a list there of all of the dates and locations of your mid-year regional meeting. You can also check out the MRM 2015 event pages on Facebook to see some specific information about your different MRMs. Before MRM, you can prepare by attending the proposed resolutions webinars that will be conducted by your regional delegates. You can also submit a proposal for the APhA-ASP Roundtable Innovation Session. So if there's an event that's very unique to your chapter that you'd like to promote and share with the chapters of your region, I highly encourage you to submit a proposal for that. You can also prepare to run for regional office. You're holding or have held a chapter leadership position, but maybe a regional office position is what's next. So if you have any questions about any of these, please feel free to contact any of the APhA student development staff, National Executive Committee members, or current regional officer for more information on those. New this year, as I mentioned before, is our new community outreach program, OTC Literacy. We're learning that our tweens are self-medicating with OTC medication, and the statistics about overdosage and the lack of safety that they're having is really outstanding. So our goal this year is to provide education to 5th and 6th grade students and their families, teachers, student nurses on OTC medication, from how to read the directions and follow the directions to the proper measurements and storing of the medications. This is a great opportunity for your members to get involved with a new program on campus and be a part of the group that starts this program for your chapter this year. The APhA Foundation provides students with a lot of great resources. So as the membership vice president and chapter leaders, these are some of the benefits that you can also share with your members. The foundation provides scholarships and internships for students, incentive grants to pharmacists and students doing research. They also have the executive residency in association management and leadership. One of our past national members at large, Brian Donahue, is the current resident with the APhA Foundation this year. You can learn more about all of these opportunities and ways to get involved really with your profession through the APhA Foundation at aphafoundation.org. And finally, the Joint Federal Pharmacy Seminar. It provides federal-focused education and training for our pharmacy community in the federal sector, so the VA and the United States Public Health Service, Army, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and they do have student programming. It will be held in Washington, D.C. from October 19th through the 22nd. So on the Monday of that meeting, they will have some student programming. So if you or if any of your fellow members are interested in attending, I would definitely encourage you to visit www.jfpsinfo.org for more information. Now, Crystal, do we have any more questions that have come in?
No, Lucy, we don't have any more questions at this time, but if you wouldn't mind kind of going through when questions come up and depending on the nature of the question, who people can contact to close this out, I think that would be good.
Certainly. So back to that slide, there are certain people that you want to contact when questions come up throughout the entire year, especially during this fall semester when you're going through the fall membership drive. So again, individual membership questions, if it's an individual who's having trouble logging in or signing up for membership, they can contact the APHA member services through that phone number there. If it's a chapter membership question, so if the entire chapter is having issues, if they're wanting to update dues, or if your chapter is having problems moving from the paper forms to the electronic version, you can contact LaToya Wilson. Her email and phone number is there. And if your chapter advisors have any questions, those questions can be directed to Lynette Plowden. And with that, I thank you all for joining me on this webinar tonight. I can't wait to see what your chapters accomplish this year as all of you live your why. Please take care and have a good night.